Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, we've got something from the budget side of Fox knives. This is the Fox Edge. It's kind of their budget line. Fox Edge Sparrow. We've had one or two other Fox Edge knives on the channel. But what do we got? Well, we've got obviously this sort of tan G10 going on. You've got some open construction as far as the scales go. Now your closed construction in that backspacer there, pretty much a steel backspacer. You have a lanyard hole right there. Now you do have a 2-screw single sided right hand tip up carry only pocket clip going on. Now this is going to be a front flipper or a deployment hole, however you choose to do so, whether thumb, reverse flick, or front flick. Those are your options. Now, just kind of taking out, you do see that back spacer does kind of stand up a little bit, and it kind of stands up higher the further back you go. A little bit odd, but I mean, that's just kind of how the design runs. Now, your G10 is chamfered off very well. You've got stainless clip. Now, as you can tell, now sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when the pocket clip is over a hole like this, it's a little bit of a pain. This one isn't too bad. I've had a couple, I think it was a Kershaw one that I just really had, I kind of struggled with and didn't really care for it. This one, not that bad. Not that bad. But definitely not deep carry. There will be a decent amount sticking out of your pocket when it comes to the pocket. But, you know, your overall fit and finish, not bad. Not bad at all. Just a little odd, but I think that's more of just a design feature than anything else. So it's, you know, it's up to you whether you, and I know the holes in the scales are going to throw some people off. I get that, you know, yeah, stuff can get in there. Sure. I can't deny that. It doesn't bother me. It's not my favorite, like I said, especially with the clip over the hole, but I take it or leave it. That's pretty much where I'm at with, you know, speed holes or this type of holes. I used to be like, you know, but then again, carrying them and stuff, you know, I thought the same thing. There's going to be stuff getting in there. Never really had that big of an issue with it. So, you know, I'm a take it or leave it type of person. So, like I said, you've got a couple different deployment options. You've got the reverse flick, which I can actually do on this one. You got the thumb flick. And then, of course, you do have the front flipper, which for me is not as easy, as you can see. Yep, third time's a charm. The reason for that is I keep slipping off. It's sort of angled backwards. There's no jimping there to really help get a grip. So I tend to slip off if I don't find the exact right spot. And I've pretty much got to bury my thumb in that tip and give it a flip. You know, I suck at reverse flicking, and this one I can do easily, so that's what I do. I mean, that's just what I do. And I can get a good grip in there. So now, 9CR13 on the blade steel, you've got sort of this wicked drop point is what they listed as. You've got a nice swedge there. It's kind of a pelican. I kind of call it a pelican blade because it kind of reminds me of a pelican. But you do have a nice ramp. Holds back. Again, I could benefit from a little jimping because my thumb does kind of ride up on it a little bit. You know, some knives need it, some knives don't. I really think on this one it would be beneficial just the way my hand hits it. My thumb always wants to slide up, and it would be just a little bit more comfortable if I could keep it down. I mean, I can if I really, really press my thumb into it, but just grabbing it my thumb automatically wants to slide up. Now, if you want to do some draw cuts, like so, my index finger does land very nicely in this portion of the spine, for sure. But it's kind of a cool looking blade. Got a little black wash going on it. Like I said, it's 9CR13, so it's not super Wemidine steel, but if it's done right, it's not going to be too bad for you. So, and your choil, yeah, no real smile, maybe a tiny one. Maybe a little bit there. But, all right, spec check time. Let's see What do we got? Oh, let's straighten that out a little bit. Maybe? Maybe not? Okay. Anyway, overall, what do we got? Well, just shy of 8 inches. About 7 3/4. You got roughly right about a 4.5-inch handle. Should give you right about a 3.25-inch blade, which it does. Gives you got pretty much a full cutting edge. You do have a nice little belly on the blade, which always comes in handy, especially for me. And your grip length, you're coming in at about 3.25 on your grip length. So, you guys know 3.5 is my ultimate. And my pinky still does kind of land. It lands about 3/4 of the way. Oops, there you go. 3/4 of the way back there. Zoom in just a little bit. So, yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty close to a 4-finger knife for me. Now, I do like that aspect of it. I've got that sort of cradle grip. One of my favorite grips. And then you do have, of course, the liner lock. Your liner is very well engaged. Your liner is pretty much 100%. Let's see, get that back finger. I mean, we're sitting at probably 50%. It's a thin liner, so we're definitely 100% engaged on that liner. So it's a pretty solid lockup. No wiggle, no wobble, nothing like that. All good as far as that goes. I can reverse flick that one really easily. I just like it. All right, so there you go. Here is your size comparison with the bug out. So it's a little bit longer than the bug out. Blades are very close. Blades are very close, just with the shape of the handle. It's got it by about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little more. But of course, your PM2 gonna be a little bit larger. It's got it by about 1/4 of an inch on the blade, and roughly about that on the handle too. So overall, about a 1/2 inch-ish. I'm going to get the pocket out since it was right here and I was looking at it so I can show you. So this one, it does pop down in there. It's not as bad as some that I've had where the clip is right over a hole like that. Great retention. Fantastic retention. You see it pop out of there? Our pocket's finally getting some wear on it. It's not going anywhere when it's in your pocket. As you can see, it does land on that G10 right there. Fantastic retention in the pocket. Let's see. We'll go with a weight. 3.3. That's not bad for the size. So overall, what do I think? Decent enough little knife. I mean, it's going for $40. I did forget to mention, now this is do we have a maker's mark? Because let's talk. It is a design collaboration with Dennis Simonetti. So, got to give credit where credit is due. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out, the liner does stick up a little bit, and it doesn't have jimping on it. I'm not really annoyed by it by any means. I can kind of feel it, but it's nothing too major. I wanted to make sure I got that out there. But overall, fit and finish, not bad. Pretty decent. Action, it drops. I know that some of you aren't good reverse flickers or front flippers. So, that may be a deterrent for some. You can still thumb flick it very easily. I mean, it is very easily thumb flickable, so it's kind of like you have thumb studs on it. But, so action is good. Nothing wrong with that. The deployment options may be an issue for some. And ergos. Like I said, I do like the cradle of the handle. I got a great grip on it. I can kind of feel the liner. It's not too bad. Could be annoying for some. Totally get that. And then the pocket clip. The pocket clip is pretty much, I can feel right kind of on that corner there and maybe a little bit down there. More than I would like, I'll say. I'm not going to go as far as say it makes me mad or call it a hot spot or anything like that. But I feel it a little bit more than I like to. Yeah, I complain about pocket clips a lot sometimes. It's just me. Ergos is number one on a knife for me. Ergos, probably more important than blade steel for me. Honestly, because if it's not comfortable, I'm not using it. So it doesn't matter what blade steel it's got on it. Could have Max Omega Met, and I'm not going to use it because it's not comfortable. So Ergo's number one for me, and they're okay on this one. So a little bit of budget from Fox Knives, or Fox Edge in this case. $40, like I said, that's what you're going to find it for probably most places. So that's a tough market. That's a real tough market. There's a lot of really, really good knives in that $30 to $50 range. So, you know, when it comes down to it, it's got to be on point. It's got to be on point, you know. And this one, it's okay. It's okay. Not mad at it. I'm not going to shout it from the rooftops, but yeah, it's a decent enough knife. And now, I don't think I mentioned this. I did get this one in last month's monthly knife club box. That's how I came to get this. So, very cool. Love getting the monthly knife club box. I get to see knives like this that I probably wouldn't grab otherwise. And that's one of the cool things I like about the box. Plus, I like surprises. So, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think of the Fox Edge Sparrow from what I've shown you? I know it's kind of hard when you don't have it in hand and all that other stuff. I get it. I get it. What do you think of the looks? What do you think of the price? All that other good stuff. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Till next time, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.